Well, good morning everyone and welcome to Bennett Fishing. My name is Josh. Today we're out lake trout fishing, and what I want to know from you folks is, how did you find this video? Did you find it for lake trout fishing? Did you find it because I'm in New Hampshire? I want to know how you found this video and leave that below. And it was kind of a good morning until I just stubbed my toe and like absolutely shattered my toenail on my tripod. So not off to a good start. We're on a small lake here. If you know where I am, just don't tell anybody. Like, there's only so many places to fish here in New Hampshire. We have a headwind coming right at me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna putt up the lake using the trolling motor or the gas motor and try to mark some of the fish using electronics. So I have a new GPS map, the 923XSV, which is the head unit, and then I have LiveScope Plus, so the LVS34, which is great. This is an absolute freaking game changer for jigging for lake trout, by the way. So let's see if we can get on them today. I was here the other day doing, I don't know if you want to call it testing. I'd been to this lake for ice fishing and thought it was vacant of life, but apparently it's not. So we are gonna putt around. We're gonna use my baits today. This is what we're starting off with. This is the 7mm tungsten jig in white glow, and then we have a super glow smelt pattern with chartreuse dipped tail that I use Spike It on. And then I have a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader because I kept breaking off on 10 because you whale those hook sets, guys. Whale them. Just don't even like, just freaking set them. And you got to have a rod that can do that. So this is the Shimano Expride medium 7-foot, which is my go-to rod for pretty much everything. And I'm gonna put the LIVESCOPE in forward mode because last time they were just kind of cruising around here. We want to make sure that LiveScope pole is faced up and down as much as possible. So we're going to go into that screen, and I'll record this when we get onto some actual fish here, but not right now. And since we're using LiveScope Plus, I can bump this out a substantial distance and see all around the boat. So right now I'm bumped up to 180 feet, and what I'm looking for is a school of bait fish. So this particular lake has rainbow smelt in it. There is a sea run version of this. These are just basically a landlocked smelt. So we're looking for a big massive school of those, which are right there. Ugh, got him. Thumped the hell out of it. Whoa. Finally, I just marked a humongous school of them down there. It's a nice one too. Decent size one. Right in the rubberized net. They are all over the place down there, guys. All over the place. Just a little guy. But first one of the day. Going back down. There is more where that came from. So what we're doing now is we're casting. Being difficult, and they're tiny, so they're hard to see on sonar. Another one, similar size. Yeah, instantly in a little bit of a mood. Hook's already out. Nice little guy. There's bigger ones in here than this. And I've had a couple of people ask me how to put on my baits. So try to do this the best I can. So my baits have a rounded tip. I actually shorten them a little bit sometimes depending on the lake trout size, but the paddle tail part goes downwards. So what I like to do is put my hook upside down, put the bait upside down, thread it through right through the middle, and then it just takes practice getting that perfectly on there, and that's going to sit in the water column, just like that, but level to the bottom. All right, so they appear to be on some sort of like rocky structure down there. And I'm guessing there's just smelt all around it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Lakers on it. I'm gonna cast past them and kind of jig it back towards me. Right there, got him. Basically saw him take that. That was epic, guys. Little guy, very pretty though. I seem to want to actually like chase it from a distance, so we're gonna cast behind us. There's no wind right now, so my trolling motor has no idea what to do. There's just so many lake trout right here, it's kind of silly. These are all lake trout. This is a little ridiculous. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My goodness, that's a lot of lake trout. They're not very big, but they're up shallow. All right, there it entered the water right at 40. Got him. Very pretty. Cast into lake trout in New Hampshire. It's the first time doing that. I mean, they're not very big, but another little squeaker going back in. I really don't know why they're over here. Water temp's 46. It's just a lot warmer. All right, there I am at 60, dropping down. I landed on 8 lake trout and missed the hook set. This is ridiculous. I got them figured out, guys. I think I got it figured out. I don't want to say that too loud, but they are right there. They are actually within fly rod reach, which is, I'm going to say rare, but probably not. Popped him off. Didn't hit him hard enough. Next one I'm hitting hard. I'm gonna do a vertical hook set on the next one. It's absolutely silly that they're this high up. And the problem, these are very durable plastics, but if they grab a hold of that tail, it is most of the time all over for that bait. You have to restring the bait. And I don't know if I said this before, but these baits are available on my website. I started making these baits specific for lake trout. There's very few people in the Northeast that design smelt-sized baits that are plastic, that are reusable. A lot of people's mindset is to use big bucktails. You will catch fish on bucktails. I've only caught like 2 or 3. I started making these baits because they match the profile. You get a lot less rejections on baits this size. Got it. These small ones, you can set the hook and it literally moves the fish. So, dang, this is super fun, guys. Super, super fun. No, no, no. What is going on here? This one's feisty. Just an absolute beauty. Look at that. If I was to pick New Hampshire state fish besides the brook trout are just absolutely gorgeous too, it would be the lake trout. Now, weirdly enough, This is one of those lakes that New Hampshire actually stocked back in the day in the 60s, 70s year range. And they did that to, you know, provide more fish for people to catch. And it was doing poorly for a long time, and it seems to have come back in full force. Yeah, these really aren't eater-sized fish, but this lake might actually have a different size limit on it. But I want to head straight towards them. I want to head straight towards these fish, and then kind of side swipe them here. It's very, very interesting that they're up the shell. So I don't know what temperature I said earlier today, but it's 45 to 47 degrees. Yeah, they are right on top of this structure here. These are fly roddable fish, and I do have a 10 weight with me, which is extremely exciting. They are just everywhere. Holy moly. Now, if I spook these fish, they're probably all done. Since there's, you know, we're under 40 feet, folks. That's not unheard of, but it's pretty rare during open water for me, casting wise. This time I landed in front of them. Let's see if they want to turn around. Got another one. And I'm putting the juice right to them, folks. Lake trout have the ability to burp. So there's no risk of barotrauma, but the risk of barotrauma is very low compared to like a smallmouth, where you'd have to fizz, or a white perch, or anything, or even a yellow perch. Yellow perch are like notorious for like 20 feet, and they just, you know, their insides turn inside out. Little guy, come on back. I feel like there's a lot more fish in this lake than I realized. I think they're catching on to me, folks. I think they're catching on to me, even though there's like 10 of them. It's like, I'm surrounded by lake trout, folks. This rarely does this happen. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lake trout on the screen. Let me throw this spoon at them. Some people might ask, why lake trout? They're just an awesome fish, guys. Awesome fish. They can grow anywhere from here to like 60 something pounds. Like, they just get big. And I've been in a lake before last year hammering fish this small, or just like a little bit bigger than this, and then they all spooked. I'm like, okay, that was weird. And then a monster came in and I hooked that one and landed it. So that was my 28.5 inch, my biggest one for New Hampshire so far. It's too much fun, guys. Too much fun. And they fight way more than the stock trout that are put in here, so why would you even bother? Way more than the stock trout.